Hey guys, how are you? Welcome. How is everybody doing? How is your social distancing going? Hope everybody's having a great day. And talk to me. What's going on? I kind of had a slow morning this morning. Took it easy a little bit. Then I had a panel with the Wrap, all about pilot season or whatever exists in its stead this year, given all of the craziness that's been going on. And I had some eyeliner on. I figured I'd pop over and say hello. You've been dancing and reading? That sounds like the perfect way to social distance. Time no longer has meaning. Yeah, I feel that. I mean, with as much traveling as I've been doing over the last several years, I just gave up on time zones in particular. Time is a construct. Callie, I wish you would have called me today. Why don't you call me later? I missed you. But yeah, let's time is a construct. Who needs it? Create your own time. I want to know what time means to you and what you've discovered about yourself. I am on a tangent at this point. Hi, Arden. How are you? I miss you. Hi, Katie Jane. So many. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Time does not exist, in my opinion, because we're all making the most of the time that we have. Thank you, Arden. I had to put myself together for a Zoom panel that I did this morning, which was so fun, actually. I do have to say, I'm so grateful that we live in a time where technology, and in particular technology and communication, has come so far, because it makes it so much easier. Hi, Reese. How are you? Please give my love to your family. I hope you're well. But we've come so far in the sense that we're able to stay in touch as much as we possibly can. And as someone who is hanging out on their own here, it's so nice to be able to feel as though I'm not completely removed from human contact. Bob is good. We boxed a little bit this morning, which was a really nice way to start my day. Get up, get active, get going. And yeah, it's been a good morning. Ooh, what's my favorite movie of all time? I can give you 3. That's all I can do. I love your account, by the way. I would say Gilda with Rita Hayworth, Princess Bride, and Usual Suspects are my 3 go-to favorites. Although, if I really thought about it, it would be a much longer list. So I'm just going to cap it there. Add Isaiah to the live. That'd be nice. I miss Isaiah. I saw him just the other day, or I talked to him just the other day. What books do I recommend for quarantine? There's a lot of really good books. I would recommend Shadowhunters, The Mortal Instruments. What else would I recommend? Alice in Wonderland is a great one because it's sort of, it means a lot. Hey, how are you? Oh my goodness, so many awesome people. Hey, Kendrick, how's it going? Alice in Wonderland is great because it's one of those stories that is a little trippy and is very open to interpretation. It's also quite fantastical and takes you to another world, literally. What books have you guys been reading? Did I take any props from Shadowhunters? I did not take anything that I wasn't given, first of all. And second of all, I did get to take a few sets of daggers and a few weapons and things like that. A couple of leather jackets, some boots for sure. I also took something that the camera crew gave me because we basically had the same camera operators, camera assistants, focus pullers, all those folks for the entire show. And they took a little, the wooden drawing models? It's like a human shape made out of wood that you can kind of mold into to see sort of how it reacts to the light and stuff. Well, Clary, being an artist, had one of those on her dresser in her room set. And the last day we shot in the room, the camera crew took that and they all signed it. So I have that signed by the crew with little messages written all over it that now sits on my dresser. It's a little piece of McGirl Frey that I brought home with me. Favorite singer? Well, right now it's Dua Lipa, because her album is amazing. I've been listening to it on loop for the last several days. So I'm catching up on all your questions. Can I speak French? I'm learning, actually. That's something, ever since I've been traveling and doing conventions. I took Latin in high school, so I don't speak any other languages, but that's something I've always wanted to learn. So I'm learning French and Spanish as I can. It's been a process over the last couple years, but I'm to a point where I can understand bits and pieces of conversation and communicate barely, just a little bit here and there. But I'm hoping that by the time I go back and do more conventions, I will be able to talk to you guys a little bit better. You know what? My room's a mess because I'm reorganizing it right now, but next time I will have the model out to show you guys. I promise. Aw, thank you. What series am I watching right now? Well, I just finished Tiger King. That was a trip and a half. That was amazing television. I love anything with true crime. I'm all about it. So that was definitely a watchable experience. I also just watched Love is Blind. Maybe I've been on a reality TV kick too much. Maybe that's my need for human contact is coming out in a newfound thing for reality TV. Married at First Sight. I also just watched. I've been binging True Blood as well because I never watched True Blood back in the day. And it's so fantastic. I've made it to season 6 in a matter of days, so if that tells you what I've had on in the background while I'm doing all my chores and working out, that gives you a little insight there. Hi, Ksenia. I miss you. How am I so okay? Because I have been keeping in touch with friends, with family, with people who keep me sane. I had a Mafia game night on Zoom the other night, which was so wonderful to get to catch up with friends that I normally sit in person with. But it's nice to, have some sense of normalcy. I baked this week. I boxed this week. I FaceTimed with friends. My family got on Zoom on Sunday afternoon, and we all had a nice little chat and caught up with everybody, which it's been a long time since we've all been able to have a family reunion, and it was our little mini family reunion. It was great. I did not bake today, but I baked a few days ago, and actually I have a little update on baking for you guys that I'm going to post later this week. With a new baking discovery experiment that I did that actually turned out rather well. It's, my mother's a scientist, so that's a little bit of the scientist in me. And I'm going to do experiments during this to keep myself entertained. What else is everybody asking? Let's see. You forgot what you wanted to ask me. Well, you have more time to ask me. What did I bake? I baked oatmeal butterscotch cookies, which are some of my favorite. And I actually made them gluten-free. And, because that's the kind of flour I have right now. And we'll see. I used egg replacer because I bought that right when I went to the store to stock up on a few things because I didn't want to waste my eggs that I used for breakfast on baking. Not that it's a waste, but, be conservation is we're all finding new ways to do that. What Cosmo drink am I going to make later? I actually, I don't think I'm going to drink anything later, although I do owe a friend a call for some face mask and wine, so that may happen this evening. We'll see. But oatmeal butterscotch are my favorite cookies. It's my specialty. So are you guys ready for this news? Do you guys want to hear? I was going to just post something on my story about it, and I was like, well, maybe I'll hop on live since my face is dead and my hair is dead and I'm, and I haven't hopped on live in a few days. And I miss you guys. Or maybe not. Should I not say the news? Or should I say the news? I don't know. You guys tell me. News time? Yes. Okay. So, as many of you guys have been asking me for years, you've been asking me about music for a really, really long time. And after Ember was released, so many people had such a great response to it. And I've been meaning for years to do more with my music. But, I've been fighting shadows and, shooting arrows at bad guys and things like that. Dealing with the Stephen King world, as it were. But I was going through my computer a few days ago, and I found some old tracks that I recorded like 6 years ago. And I thought, they're not doing any good just sitting here on my computer. And you guys know I love puns, so there's a lot of play on words and silly puns involved, and it's a fun little silly song that I recorded about 6 years ago. But I thought, you know what? If I can do some good in the world, and I can put a smile on somebody's face, let's see if we can do it. So it's been in the works for about a week now, and on April 8th, which is next Wednesday, I will be releasing a new song that's, it's very near and dear to my heart, and it's a lot of fun, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So I'm going to be releasing little teaser bits and pieces throughout the week to get you guys excited about it, but what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Oh, also, I, to try and maximize the amount of good I can do through this, I'm going to be giving, a portion of all of the pros, it's a bit of a complicated situation. The WHO is raising money, the World Health Organization is raising money to help with all of the needs, be it the needs of the medical professionals, the needs of the hospitals, and to find a cure for COVID-19. And not only, hopefully, will the song put a smile on your face, but I've talked to the writers and the producers, and we're all giving 100% of the proceeds to the World Health Organization to help with this fight against COVID. And to top that off, for the first 30 days, so all the proceeds that come back in the first 30 days, so between March 8th and April 8th, I'm going to match that amount for you guys, because that'll be the first batch of funds that we're going to gather from this. And Google is partnering with the WHO as well, and right now any money that you donate to the WHO, Google will also match. So I'm going to match you guys, Google's going to match you guys, and we're going to do some good for the world and hopefully make some progress on this thing that's going to be affecting us all. So hopefully that puts some smile on people's faces and brightens your day a little bit. What do you guys think about that? Aw, I'm so glad my other music is has been doing some good for you guys. Well, you'll have even more of it. Do I like singing or acting more? I would say both. They're very different for me because with acting, I'm in someone else's shoes. I'm playing a character. So yes, I do put a piece of me into every character, but it's not entirely who I am. Or it's not entirely me through the art. But when it comes to music, it's a little piece of myself that's going out to you guys. And it's a little more vulnerable, but in the most exciting way. So I'm excited to get to stretch my creative wings in a different way. Vlogs with Bob, that would be funny. I'm sort of trying to do that anyway through all of this content. Am I doing another show? Not right now. Right now, pretty much everybody is on hold as far as actors go, at least. We can't really telecommute at the moment. So that's something. There was actually a project I was supposed to be shooting within the next couple of weeks that is now indefinitely on hold. But I hope to tell you guys more about that soon, and I hope I hope once the world heals itself, we can all get back to work, because I know myself and many, many other artists are all dying to get back out there and create. But that's why we're doing it from home. What's my favorite historical TV show? I would say Outlander. I really love the series. And I gotta shout out my people. Ship name for Mia and JJ? Well, I have to say, this was coined by Maya, who's one of the writers on Arrow. Because Mia's boxing name was Black Star, and JJ's name is Deathstroke, you know, the bad guy that he is as well. So Mia and JJ are Death Star, which the Star Wars nerd in me shouted for joy and literally leapt for joy when Maya told me that she'd come up with that lovely creation. So shout out to Miss Maya for making me the happiest girl in the world. Where am I at? I'm at my apartment in Los Angeles. What is my natural hair color? Strawberry blonde. I'm a ginger. Kidding me with a name like McNamara? I got red hair. I'm a ginger. Have I ever been to France? Yes, many times. I've only been to Paris, to be fair. I did venture out to Versailles, but I want to explore more of France. I want to explore more in general. I was talking to, I was on the phone with Will this morning. We were talking about this. We want to travel so desperate. It's funny when somebody tells you have to stay in one place, all you want to do is travel. I think we're going to plan our next trip because both of us are just dying to explore the world and have adventures. My favorite place in Toronto, other than Nuno's Gym and the Shadowhunters studio, would be Bunner's Bakery, I think. Actually, no, there's a couple of bars that we used to hang out at that sort of became our spot to dance and decompress that are really fun. That's what I love about Toronto. Is there's such a fun. It has such an amazing nightlife. We would just wander around and dance and sing and have the most fun all night, just exploring all of the wonderful things that Toronto has to offer. A little sneak peek of my song. It's coming. It's coming. Not today, but another day. So thank you. When will we see Mia smoke? Well, they are re-airing Crisis on Infinite Earths on CW. I think this week. I don't exactly know when. But it's coming. So definitely check it out. Do I know Shawn Mendes? No, but I'm a fan. The Rubber Hunk. The Rubber Hunk is doing well. Good old Bob. He's holding my jump rope right now because that was my warm-up this morning. So he's chilling. He's chilling. Live commentary. Bob doesn't give much of a commentary, unfortunately. Oh, wait, you guys are actually asking questions. I just saw the little question feature. My favorite pizza toppings? Cheese, and more cheese. My favorite pizza is the Chicago-style pizza, but like the real Chicago-style from Chicago. So that's a lot more fire for it. Let's see. What are these questions? Hold on. What's the best thing I've done to put a smile on anyone's face? Something I used to do as a little kid, and I actually did this last time I was home, just for a giggle. I used to get up in the morning as soon as the sun came up. That was like the first thing. I used to have blackout curtains in my room because my eyes would just shoot open with the sun. But I used to write my mom little notes that would just say like, I love you, or good morning, mommy, or something like that, and draw little pictures on them. And last time I was home visiting, I did that, and I snuck in her room, and I stuck it to her phone, so it was the first thing she would see in the morning. And she came out with the biggest smile on her face. Just little things like that. You know, my family, we're all about the little things. My favorite season, I would say, I hope this is not, like, what's your favorite season of Arrow or Shadowhunters, and this is going to sound like a real Miss Congeniality April 25th answer. But I would say fall or winter. just because I love having to, bundle up and cozy up by a fire and warm drinks and fall leaves and, all that jazz. How am I bearing this messy situation? I am getting through it by staying positive and staying motivated and staying busy. Whether I'm staying busy catching up on old TV shows or reconnecting with family and friends or cleaning a closet that I haven't opened in 2 years or finally unpacking that suitcase or alphabetizing my baking products or whatever it is that I'm doing. I try and find ways to do something productive so at the end of every day I can go, you know what, I did something today. I accomplished something today, or I put a smile on somebody's face today, or something I did made me smile, or I did something good for myself today. You should guest star on Outlander. I would love that. Favorite place in Vancouver? There's a path that goes around the, what's it called? I don't know what it's called, but it's in one of the parks, and you can walk around all the little waterways and things like that. I just love going into the middle of nowhere in the woods and experiencing nature. Do you still talk to the cast of Shadowhunters? Yes, on a nearly daily basis. Dream vacation right now, somewhere where I can get a tan with great food and yeah, that's all I need. Good food and a tan. I don't ask for much at this point. Yes, I am still planning on doing the Shadowhunters rewatch. I'm just trying to find a time. I've actually gotten a lot of work in this week, so I have been a busy bee, but I'm sure we'll have plenty of time to do this still. Favorite cupcake flavor? So a couple years ago for my birthday, I went and got cupcakes from this bakery here in LA, and they had the most amazing French toast cupcakes. So it's like a cinnamon sugar cupcake with cream cheese icing, and there was some kind of caramelized situation going on. Oh my God, it was so good. And of course it had maple icing as a filling, and I was all about it. Have I watched Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist? I actually just was catching up on Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist last night, and I'm very behind because I fell asleep watching it last night. So I meant to say something to Skylar and Alex about it, but I'm going to shout them out now. So congratulations, Skylar and Alex. I'm sure they're not watching, but I'm gonna write to them after this. Favorite Harry Potter character? Ooh, that's so tough. Is it bad if I say Bellatrix Lestrange? She's my guilty pleasure favorite character, I'll tell you that much. How quiet is it when I look outside? It's pretty quiet, generally. My building is fairly quiet, but I do have a few younger families that live here, so the kids will run around in the courtyard sometimes, which is always a nice thing to hear. Yes, I do have tattoos. I have 10 tattoos now, which is crazy. Did I finish filming Push? Yes, we did finish filming Push. And I'm actually really, really excited for you guys to see it. I think it's going to be a really fun film for you to see. Plus, it was just such a joy to work with Matt again. I love me some Matty Daddario. Favorite Olicity scene? There's so many good ones. But just because of the personal connection to it, I would have to say the last scene of the series. Just because it was the last scene that we shot of Arrow ever. Or one of the last scenes. I think it was the last official day of production. Gosh, it's all such a blur now. But I just remember being on set. I was standing next to Bam, to James Bamford, who was directing the episode. And I was watching his monitor and watching Stephen and Emily, and everybody was in tears. I mean, absolutely every single person on that set was just bawling their eyes out because it was just the perfect way to bring everything to a close and to wrap it all up. And then there were speeches and beautiful things, and it was a moment, you guys. Am I ever going to dye my hair back to red? I would like to. I miss being a little more ginger, but who knows? Do you miss Doms carrying you every day? Yes. Yes, I do. You know, sometimes I wake up in the morning and I just go, what's missing from my day? And I go, oh, right, it's Sherwood scaring me. Because life just doesn't feel normal if I'm not scared out of my wits from time to time. Have I ever been to London? Yeah, it's one of my favorite places in the world. I love London. I'd move to London. It's kind of a goal of mine one day. I want to live in London for a time. Would you ever work with Jennifer Morrison? I would love to collaborate with Jennifer Morrison. She is one of my favorite human beings and someone I really look up to. She's absolutely a role model for me. Did I dance with Harry at any point? Yeah, we definitely did. But then I would just get caught up in watching Harry dance because he's brilliant. Could I do a cooking live? I could. I could do a little baking situation or a little cooking situation. That'd be fun. Cat or dog person? Both. Favorite ice cream? Anything with cookie dough. Have I watched The Office? Yes. Thank you, Will Tudor. It's brilliant. Favorite place in Mexico? I have not been enough places in Mexico to have a favorite place, but I had so much fun there. I've had quite a bit of fun in Mexico. But my favorite things while I was there were just wandering from place to place, from restaurant and bar to bar, having fun, dancing, wandering the beach, sitting on the beach in the middle of the night. Actually, that was one of my favorite things. That's how I ended my New Year's evening, was sitting on the beach, just watching and listening to the waves in the middle of the night. It was so peaceful and so lovely and so beautiful. Favorite place in Australia? I have not been enough places in Australia. Favorite place in Italy? Have not been enough places in Italy. Although when I was in... Hi, Katherine Gallagher, my love. Although last year when I was in Italy, Luke and I went to Florence for a day with our buddy Alex, and that city is freaking magical, you guys. We spent probably 12 hours just walking around that city and taking pictures, and it was just beautiful. There's just such a magic to it. And we went up to Garden of Michelangelo. We walked up the hill, would you call it, to that? The trail that leads up there. And we watched the sunset with a glass of wine. It was gorgeous. Gorgeous. Magical experience that I definitely want to repeat. Have I been to Scotland? No, but I would love to visit Scotland. There's far too many beautiful places in the world, you guys. Like I said, I have the travel bug. Favorite Malik moment? All of them. Romantically, I sort of love the first moment where they meet, when we're both, everybody's fighting in the apartment, and then they meet for the first time, and Magnus kind of goes, "Who are you?" And they have some little quippy comment that I've since lost track of because they have so many quippy exchanges. When you bake, do you measure everything properly or do you guesstimate? It depends on the ingredient. Some ingredients I'll throw in a little extra because I know how it works in the recipe, and it's my little secret sauce. But most things I make sure, because baking is technically just chemistry, right? So I try and make sure that it's all relatively well measured. Trying to catch up with all your questions. Would I do a workout live? Well, that would be fun. Is that something you guys would like? Little live workout sitch. My goodness, there's so many comments. There's so many ways now on Instagram for y'all to message in. I can't even keep up. You guys are so amazing. Thank you for the love. This is incredible. Favorite place in Paris? You know, I don't even know if I could find it again. I found this little teeny tiny park when I was there by myself for a week. And I sat in the park, and I had just stopped at this bakery, and I got a coffee and a pastry, and I went and sat in the park, and I read a script, and it was glorious. But I don't even know if I could find that park again. It's just such a particular instance in my mind. I don't even think I could find my way back there. Someday I'll run into it again. It'll probably be 20 years from now. I'll wander into that same park and go, I've been here before. Do I love Paris? Yes, of course I love Paris. Who doesn't love Paris? How can you not love Paris? Paris is always a good idea. Come to Toronto again. Okay. What's my favorite thing ever? Oh my goodness, what makes me feel happy? I think what makes me feel happiest usually is either having opportunities to be creative or spending time with the people I love. Those two things tend to fuel my soul more than anything in the world. Katherine wants to know, who's my favorite person that ever interviewed me? I would have to say Katherine Gallagher is my favorite person that's ever interviewed me because she is brilliant and the best interviewer ever. That's actually how Katherine and I met. I was doing this shoot for a magazine, and Katherine was there to interview me because we had a mutual friend that was running it and called her at the last minute to come fill in. So, thank you for bringing Katherine and I together because it was love at first sight. And we just instantly clicked. Any projects or crafts? You know, I should pull out my knitting. That would be a great thing for me to do. It would definitely allow me to accomplish something when generally I've been working out so hard in the morning that my body's just so dead. I just lounge on the couch and catch up on Netflix after that. Or cook. Or both. Whew, I look tired as I yawn. I hope I don't look too tired. I mean, my sleep schedule's been a little bit strange. Just because I have more sedentary sort of quote-unquote downtime during the day than I'm used to. That I don't sleep as much, which is weird. But hey, more time to get stuff done, right? Productivity. Something in German. Sorry, I don't actually speak any German. Questions. Oh my gosh, so many, you guys. Can't even keep up. Do I have a TikTok? I do not. I would love to get TikTok, but my worry is that I won't do anything else. So, out of my day and my life. Okay, yeah. I have to go in about 5 minutes, y'all. So, send me any questions you have, and I will try and get them all done in this 5 minutes. Well, obviously not all of them, because that would be insane to think that I could do all of that. Cinnamon rolls or donuts? Cinnamon rolls. How about cinnamon roll donuts? Whoa. Be like the cronut of... No, that's a cronut, Katherine. My eye color is hazel. But it's probably kind of hard to keep track of because it changes depending on what I wear. Song I'm listening to right now, just the entire Dua Lipa album is brilliant. Just brilliant. Did I invite Dom into my live? No, because I don't think he's on Instagram right now. If he was, I would, though. Maybe next time. Guys, there's so many great questions. Would I ever do a horror movie? I would love to do a horror movie. I would have so much fun with that. Cookie dough ice cream is great. Ah, my favorite musical. Don't ask me that question. I can't do it. The last book I read. I read a lot of books all at once, usually. The last book I read that I finished is The Alchemist. Well, I'm almost done with The Alchemist. Let me put it that way. I'm closest to finishing The Alchemist. Maybe I can get that done while I'm social distancing. Favorite moment on the set of Arrow? One of my favorite moments was in episode 5? Yeah. Episode 5 of season 8, when Steven and I fought together in the ring, and the Russian brought the fighting ring. Because it was my first time really fighting alongside Steven, and we both did that entire fight. We had the best time. It was awesome. So that was one of my favoriteest moments on the set of Arrow. I should invite Isaiah one day. That'd be fun. Oh my gosh, it's been so many years since I've seen Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I should rewatch. Favorite Ruel song? Oof. The Other Side. I listened to that one a lot when we were shooting the Shadowhunters finale, and it made me cry a lot. But I had to, so that, means to an end, as it were. Bob and I are good. We're kind of running out of things to talk about at this point, but, we're getting through it. I have failed this live stream. What? Come on. Favorite coffee. So, this is really bad. I love Nespresso, because Isaiah got me a Nespresso machine a few years ago for my birthday, because he's the best Papa Wolf ever. There's this iced coffee, though. It's this cold brew coffee called Stoke Coffee that I inevitably always have a bottle in my fridge, and they now carry it in airports, too. But the problem is I love it so much, I'll drink so much of it that I will just be literally vibrating from the caffeine, which has been happening a lot, because it's in my fridge. And it's delicious, and I will just keep drinking it. And it comes in these massive jugs, so somebody needs to take it away from me. But Bob doesn't have any arms. What am I going to do? Oh my goodness. What else can I say? What else can I answer these last few moments? Favorite whiskey? Right now, it's Sassenach. It's pretty fantastic. I highly recommend. I've not listened to Selena's new album. People keep asking me this. Favorite fruit? Come on, guys. Apples. For sure. Although I also enjoy... You know what I actually did? I bought blueberries when I went to the grocery store a few weeks ago. And because I didn't want them to go bad, I put them in the freezer. You guys, frozen blueberries... They're like little ice cube sweet treats. It's amazing. I do the same thing with cherries in the summer. I'll make little bags of cherries and put them in my freezer. Oh, they're so good. So good, you guys. All right, I'm going to answer 2 more questions and then bid you adieu for the day. Would I love to do a mini crossover? Sure. The crossover was so much fun. I would love that. That would be super fun. crossovers of any kind I always find really interesting because it allows different character interactions that you wouldn't normally see. And it always leads to sides of characters that you wouldn't expect, which is what I found on the crossover. Favorite Shadowhunters memory. I'll leave you guys with this. One of my favorite memories from Shadowhunters was the wrap party when we finished the series finale. And the reason it was so special is that we finished shooting that last day. Probably, it was after midnight for sure. You know, we were there for we were doing the Malik wedding, right? And we had to finish it up. This was our last day. So it took us a while. But when we finally finished, you know, a lot of us had been laughing and crying and dancing and singing and doing all this all day. We were exhausted. The crew, the cast, everybody. But we had a party afterward on the set. And it was the most magical night because everybody, it was like seniors taking over the high school. You know, we would just ran amok and everybody was, you know, drinking champagne and eating snacks and hanging out and playing games and all these different sets and all these places that had become home to us and that we'd all spent so much time in for so many years. Just getting to spend time and having so many people stay. Because that often doesn't happen at, you know, wrap parties. People will stop by, people will say hello, some people might not even show up. But most of our cast and most of our crew stayed for so many hours and just had the best time together. And I didn't leave. I remember finally I decided to step outside and get some air with Dom and Alberto and Matt. And we stepped outside and it was daylight. And we went, wait a minute, how long have we been here? What time is it? It was like 7 a.m. So we stepped outside and watched the sunrise. And then we went home and just sort of went, well, now what do we do? But being able to share that night with everybody and have that time was the best. And it was the best way to sort of give our show the send-off it deserved. So on that note, I will say thank you for tuning in and for being so excited about this news. I will have more to come on this new music, which will be out. I'll give you the date again. It's going to be out April 8th, 2020. And I will talk to you guys very soon. All my love. Be well.